can say that because you're back there watching on a computer. I'm 50 feet away from it. Okay, yeah, that's good, that's good. People who, right there, they just stop. They don't even gotta roll it. They just keep that. And then roll it to the bottom once I get near the end. All right, just start it over. I'm just gonna read what's on there because y'all keep sprinting. I don't know what in the world y'all doing. Delegate Tom Hucker and Senator cut it. I messed that one. I was about to call her Nancy Jacobs.
Everybody calls me Nancy.
Yeah,
Nancy Jacobs. I don't know why. Oh yeah, people call me. People who know me well, but no, both of us call me Nancy all the time.
No kidding.
And it's just because I guess she's a bigger personality than I am. That's the only thing I can figure.
No, but she was on here last week, so I'm still getting them mixed up.
You ready?
So as soon as Governor O'Malley is elected, one of the first things he does is start talking about we need to do slots. If that's not hypocrisy, I don't know what is.
Penalty, because how do you determine who should get the death penalty? Should Madoff get it because he built people out of $1 billion? Should perhaps some leader of some country send people over to die for a war that was unjust? Should that person
didn't murder anybody?
But you know what? People are dying. They're dying because they can't pay their bills. They're dying because they're homeless.
I'm not sure what that has to do with the death penalty.
Elected to, no, I gotta go back to that one. I can tell I wrote this at 2 o'clock in the morning. Which one, who am I gonna rip first? Donnie Glover, Stephen Janis? Okay. You know that history. Did you take offense to it, Kenny?
I thought it was in poor taste, and I actually was kind of offended by it, but here's my problem. What about the other poor depictions of black people? What about the one that you had on your Examiner site last week with Condoleezza Rice with the monkey in her belly? What about the one that I came across and actually was compared to that one of Michael Steele, basically photoshopped into Sambo? We're picking and choosing which images and which people we want to defend.
I want to thank you for coming on. Unfortunately, the time is up. We're about to go to another commercial, but Councilman Bobby Kern, it's always a pleasure.
It's always an honor to come on. Either way, either issue, with you or against you, always nice to be here with you.
But we always can talk to the issue without anybody getting mad and disrespectful and all that, and that's what good government is. So we want to thank you for coming on.
Agreeably, and that's what I like to do.
Exactly. Thank you so much for coming on.
They are following the same talking points that caused them to lose massive seats in the House of Representatives. They have lost control of the Senate. They're going to lose even more senators in the next election cycle. Get a clue. It's not that your PR campaign is not working, it's that you need another message.
And so I think it's important for the people of Maryland to realize that if you want to have historic tax increases, vote Democratic. If you want to have more fiscal responsibility, then why don't you give a party that hasn't had a chance in over 100 years to run the legislature, the Republican Party, give us a chance. Let us be the agents of change.
And so in Baltimore City, we'll have the red light cameras and the blue light cameras and whatever cameras.
What color cameras will
Big Brother.
What color are the speed cameras?
Green. They're raising a lot of cash.
Sheila Dixon didn't have to do that. She didn't have to turn Baltimore into a mini police state to get those numbers down. So I ask people, I tell people when I go outside of Baltimore and I talk about Dixon, I said, I hope that for years in the city of Baltimore, we haven't been electing little boys to do a woman's job.
And the governor is hoping that the economy is going to improve, and everybody's hoping the economy is. Who does not hope that the economy will improve?
Rush Limbaugh?
Rush Limbaugh.
I mean, while we're here, let's talk about that. He wants Obama to fail. Is that his quote? Because I saw the Hannity show, and I don't remember him saying, I don't want him to fail, I want his policy. He clearly said he wants Obama to fail.
One reason why you have this foreclosure crisis is that note was sold and resold, divided and securitized and derivatized, and no one even has the note. And what happened in one case in Tennessee, some woman got foreclosed on, and then she got a note from someone else who had a piece of that foreclosure, of that mortgage, trying to sue her again.
No first-time home buyer as of January 109 can purchase with a Fannie or Freddie loan unless they've been to housing counseling. We've got to work together as a threesome. It's going to have to be lenders, realtors, and housing counseling agencies. Our buyers make better decisions when they're educated.
But one thing I would caution Stephanie Rawlings Blake and all the members of the council is that the mayor's office in the city of Baltimore is one of the most powerful positions in the country. It controls the budget, it controls all these agencies. They distance themselves from Sheila Dixon at their own peril, because if she walls them off and sections them off and punishes them, they will not be able to do anything in government. And so,
true defender of Sheila Dixon to the day he's absolutely.
I think Sheila Dixon is doing an extraordinary job as mayor. And so if we're playing politics and we're using the difficulty that she finds herself in right now and facing these indictments, she goes on trial in September, I think they do it to their own peril. She's been convicted of nothing. And to make an enemy of Sheila Dixon right now is probably one of the most stupid political mistakes one can make.
Does she need people like yourself and others around her in order to remind her of these mistakes?
Not campaigning.
That's right. I'm sure Sheila Dixon's happy I'm not there, and I'm certainly happy not to be there as well. Things are being leaked from City Hall, and you know this, and Gregory and the rest of us who probably have been around City Hall. It leaks like a sieve. We get more information about Sheila Dixon's day, who she's talking to, who she's having lunch with, when the budget is being leaked, to who's getting raises, who's being let go, what cabinet people are thinking about leaving, jumping ship before she's possibly convicted. They need to get tighter reins on City Hall. If the rumors are true, Stephanie Rawlings Blake is preparing her staff to take over the mayor's office if, in fact, the mayor is convicted. Stephanie Rawlings Blake's staff have privately said to other elected officials that they are prepared to take over the mayor's office if they are called into.
Take over the president's office. Go ahead. The mayor brought her base out for Stephanie Rawlings Blake, who had tough competition against Ken Harris and Michael Sarbanes. Yep. So she probably wouldn't have been the president right now had Mayor Dixon not came out in support of her. This is your host, Hassan Giordano, saying that it is here where all the day's politics become local. Because whether it's commentary, fiction, fact, or fable, if it's news worth reporting, it's here only on the Reporters Roundtable.